Welcome to this week's episode of Whoscussion, guys. We are hosts from Whānau, That Random Guy, and the audibly pleasing Harriet Skelly.
Yes, indeed.
We've got with us the wonderful Late Crow. Say hello to the YouTube land, Late Crow.
Hello to the YouTube land, the Late Crow.
And Brian's is also joining us. Say hello, Brian.
Hello.
Just before we jump into the episode this week, the Late Crow, tell us all about what you do on YouTube here.
Oh, right, yes. So I
have a YouTube channel too.
It has not seen action in the last while, so I forget this. No, when I get around to it, I make short films as a hobby, and I put them on YouTube. And I'm slowly getting better as I work my way to hopefully joining the film industry. So yeah.
You're in Wellington, so that can become a possibility. So looking forward to that. Let's do a Doctor Who fanfic. So with that, guys, we're going to be covering for Part A, The Sound of Drums, and The Last of the Time Lords. For Part B, we're going to be covering The Traitor and The Fairmonger. The Sound of Drums. Brian's, take us away. I've been waiting for this all week. Brian's The Sound of Drums.
Just a bit of a heads up backstory. I had forgotten what had happened in this two-parter or three-parter.
I know.
And I was really excited. I was like, you know what? This is gonna be good. Boy, was I wrong.
Sweet summer child.
Alrighty, okay. So, cut to, previous, 10,000 years or however long it was. Doesn't really matter. The Doctor, Jack and Martha, arrive back in her house, Martha's house, and magically just escape the future kind, who, were very irrelevant to the story as well. Doesn't even need to be mentioned. Alright. All because the Doctor's sonic screwdriver magically just gives Jack's vortex manipulator some juice to run. Now, they quickly learn that the Master, right, is this politician, Harold Saxon, alright, who's like a dirty as fuck, gross mother trucker.
Thank you for saving me a couple of edits there.
Who's like, let's all French in front of the French. And with his missus, who, by the way, she is mighty fine. Probably the best.
Yeah, keeping it real here on Whoscussion.
Each to their own. I mean, I think she's kind of got crazy eyes, but hey.
Well,
yeah, bro, that's my finish.
You hear first, folks. It's canon.
Anyway, the Master does some shit. He basically makes a free. I don't even know if it's free. I hope it's free. That's why everybody's on it. But satellite connection that connects everybody in the world. It's been playing the alarm clock sound drum beat the last I don't know, couple of years. I know it's not
a year and a half.
That's it. Wasn't mentioned ever again.
It was.
And then
the Late Crow's like, come on, we're gonna give them some credits.
I don't remember it being important. I don't know. It was just all bad.
It was kind of how they saved the day using that network.
Oh my god! I don't want to cover the next episode, but I'm doing it. Why have I done it? I hate myself.
Yeah. Well, that's a whole other can of worms as well. Anyway, we'll talk about that a little bit later. Anyway, the Master puts them on the the Britain's most wanted list. They have their faces plastered all over the news. They get some Time Lord keys for the TARDIS, put them around their necks, and now they're invisible. Woo! They magically get inside the ship that's holding all the world leaders because they're just the keys themselves. It makes you hard to look at. If you're looking, it should be seen, right? But they just get on probably the most secure ship in the world, which is a giant sky ship, which Marvel then ripped off. And
Marvel did it first. The heli characters from the 80s.
They did?
Yeah.
Okay, well, the Doctor Who ripped off Marvel and stole their giant.
Yes, and they did it from the comics as well. So all good.
Well, either way, it was dope as hell. It was a cool ship, no matter what. All right, and then
I mean, Marvel kind of owned the Doctor at this point, so it's okay. It's all right.
Bend over. Okay, cool. Anyway, President of the United States is all like, I don't like this. I want to be the president. I'm gonna be the president talking, and he's like, yeah, whatever. good old Saxon doesn't give a shit because he's like, oh, I'm gonna fucking murder you. Sorry, I'm gonna murder you. He proceeds to then murder the president of the United States by summoning down some little spiky hedgehog ball things that look like Sonic when they're wrapped up. That's how I picture Sonic.
Shadow,
Like
not Sonic.
No, they look more like the Screw Attack from Metroid.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they do.
good point. Yeah.
I thought they were modelled after Russell T Davies' balls, to be honest.
He calls them the Toclophane. Shit. Holy shit.
I'm sure he's bad for his balls in there somewhere. Eh? He's like, that's my pet. Anyway, they look like sea urchins just wrapped in some tinfoil. They go around murdering people by do they actually decimate people or is it 50%?
10%.
He declares 10%, but then later, by a year's standpoint, they've killed a lot more people after that. So,
that's right. So he actually decimates some people. He decimates the entire population, and then I don't know. The doctor gets hit by old man baby shrinking Ray, and he looks like that thing off I don't know, Charlie Button or whatever he's called.
wait, no, that comes next.
No, that's next episode. That's next
You're getting
episode.
ahead of yourself.
He just
He gets oldified.
yeah, he just gets oldified first, and then Master disappears.
He gets terribly done up with makeup. Like they put some serious latex on his face.
That's it. Yeah. Okay, my bad. Sorry. Yep. He just gets old. For some reason, he
Say hello,
then
Captain.
also becomes really useless because the doctor's suddenly being old, only 100 years old or something like that. You still can't do anything. Okay, yeah, sure. Whatever.
Yeah, even though the first Doctor was 400 plus and beat the shit out of people.
Yeah. Cool. Anyway, as they're lying on the floor, people dying. I don't know. Martha's having a wig out, and she grabs the paradise or the vortex thing, throws it on her arm, and then pisses off. And that's pretty much that.
That is indeed that. All right, I'm going to do the second half, and then we'll do the whole story after that. So Last of the Time Lords picks up it's like ages 365 days later. It's been a year, and Martha comes back to England, and she meets Lucifer. The guy from Miranda. What the hell's his actual name? Tom. All right.
Tom Ellis.
Yeah, he's actually a great actor.
Yeah, I know. I'm aware of that.
It's kind of sad.
So, Thomas Milligan.
Lucifer, an American show, treated him better.
Thomas, well, not anymore because I got cancelled. But Thomas Milligan is he's there and he's like, I'm Thomas Milligan, and Martha's like, I'm Martha Jones. He's like, I know who you are. And then Martha's like, do you know I'm wearing a perception filter? And he's like, what? But I can see you. She's like, that's because you wanted to. And I was like, that's dumb. But
that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Because everyone would have been wanting to see them.
Yeah, especially like the Master. Like if that was the breaking, and the Master definitely wants to see those three. If that was the flaw, why did the Doctor think his plan was going to work in the last episode? That doesn't make any sense.
But if I may,
thought the Doctor could see him.
The Master said something along the lines of, "Did you think a perception filter would work on me?" or something like that.
Yeah, which is funny because
I'm
it was
pretty
the
sure
11th Doctor.
I'm pretty sure that the Doctor knew that the perception filter wasn't going to work on the Master. I'm pretty sure he knew that fact. That he was just fucking with everybody. I'm sorry, you have to edit that.
Yeah,
Timestamp.
it's interesting. It's interesting that we say that because in the last episode he was like, if I put this key ring around the Master's neck, the perception filter will stop everybody from listening to him. I'm like, how, Russell? How?
No.
How, Russell?
It's meant to cancel out the effect of the Archangel network.
How?
He's taken a random Archangel chip and put it on the TARDIS key.
Yeah, but it doesn't even matter.
It's magic, okay? It is magic.
Yeah.
Literal magic.
I love how when you get a close up on it, it just looks like it was blue text to the key.
It is blue text
Yes,
to the key.
it is blue text to the key.
It's so dumb. Why were they wearing keys? It was so stupid. I hate the story so much. But anyway, let's keep going because I need to keep going. So,
who also just carries around 3 copies of a key?
I was so about to say that.
No, he had his own key. He grabbed Martha's key and he grabbed Jack's key. That's why he
When
had 3
did Jack
keys.
have a key?
He took it off his key ring.
He totally did.
I hate
Harry's
every
gonna
I
correct
hate
on
every
this one.
single one of you right now. All of you. That's it. Whoscussion cancelled. I'm going home. Oh wait, I am home. Damn. All right. So the doctor's like, hey, let's have a fish and chips. Because oh no, that was last episode. What?
That was last episode. No, you're getting behind yourself.
No, I'm getting behind myself. So anyway, Martha's.
It's a year after
the fish and chips.
After the first episode.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Martha's like, hey, let's go see this old lady, and they have anime flashbacks throughout this whole episode. It's so frustrating. It's so frustrating.
Yes.
Anyway, they go see this old lady, and she's like, hey, I'm an old lady person. And Martha's like, I know. Let's go catch a toclophane. So they catch a toclophane, and they find out that the toclophane are the humans from the future. And then the old lady person's like, hey, how can you kill the past and the future still exists? And then Martha goes, I'm gonna flashback again. Paradox.
And then Martha says, that actually would work perfectly fine because we're not actually related to them in any way because they changed multiple states during the future and had not actually had a direct line to us at all. So
yeah, exactly.
It's fine. No paradox needed.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know why there was a paradox device when, like, if there was 100 humans left after the master, those 100 humans could actually turn into the future kind anyway.
Exactly.
So that
just
was
one.
Yeah.
Just one human being would have been fine if they could get
and
off
thanks
the
to the
planet.
Rassilon wave, like, those humans at the end of the universe didn't even have to be
Might not,
us.
they might not have even come from Earth at all. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that the whole paradox machine was really dumb. Especially since a year ago, this is going to piss me off really soon, but a year ago the doctor's like, don't touch the paradox machine, you could destroy the entire galaxy. But it was just you wait, kiddo. Just you wait, children
he
of
forgot
Earth.
about it.
Okay.
Over 365 years, he waited. He forgot about it. It was a whole year. He forgot about it.
Yeah, it's all right. So anyway, so they go. Martha's like, okay, old lady, you have to betray me now. But that's not what she actually says. But that's what happens. The old lady betrays Martha. She gets caught. Lucifer dies, and the master goes, "Hey, Martha, I heard you got a gun from Unit." And she's like, "I did." And then he blew it up, and he's like, "Ha ha 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 ha! I am the master." And then they go on to the Valiant.
No, I wish.
Yeah.
He said that.
I am the
The
master.
master, and you will obey me. Obey, Martha. Anyway, so they're on the ship, and Martha's on the ship with the master. And throughout this story, it's been showing that Lucy Saxon's been getting beat up by her husband. Also, the master.
I completely missed the subtext for that.
Yeah.
By the way, I did not. I just thought that she was just like crazy, going proper crazy at this point, and had basically just been giving up. I feel like that the subplot the subtext of her being beat up was not played very well.
Oh, I don't know, because she has quite a blatant black eye in one of the scenes. Very, very apparent.
Yeah, and Russell confirmed in Confidential that was the...
Yeah, that was the whole reason.
But the thing is, the problem with that is that this is for kids. Right?
It's a family show.
It's a family show, so the parents will be able to see that subtext, will be able to see that the black eye and understand that subtext. A kid would not understand at all.
No. Also, the master openly cheats on her. Which I find he does.
Well, not really cheats, just sort of, it just openly is suggestive.
Yeah. Yeah, so he fully has sex with other women, and she's openly aware of that, so there we go. Here's my thing.
Only as far as we know.
Just here's my thing. He's a Time Lord. Why is that a thing that he does? But anyway, I don't know. I'm not Russell T Davies. Kill me. Just kill me. Just kill me, please. Let's end it. It's okay. You can hold a pillow. It takes about 5 minutes. Hold a pillow over my face. It's done. I accept it. Right? Brian's better to be taking selfies the whole time you guys are doing it. All right. Anyway, Martha starts laughing. She's like, and he's like, "What? That's my line." And the doctor's like, "Hey, you turned me into a prune earlier, which makes no sense whatsoever, because when Matt Smith aged 1,000 years, he didn't turn into a prune. He just became an old crazy man. But hey, it's Russell T Davies." It's Russell T Davies. So anyway, Russell T Davies is like, the whole planet believes in the doctor, and then he becomes literally a stained glass effigy of Jesus.
Yeah.
And turns young, somehow wears clothes again.
Jesus.
Yeah. And Russell is like, "I'm atheist. I still do not understand how actual Christians roast atheist television better than an actual atheist. That will forever confuse me." So anyway,
They're the advantage of being proper writers.
Oh, this is true. This is true.
Yeah.
So he floats up and he fucking Jesus beams. Sorry, he flipping Jesus beams. And he's Jesus beaming the master. And then all he says is, I forgive you. And I literally had to leave the room. I just paused I just left. I was like, no. If you're gonna have your God Jesus powers, chuck him into the TARDIS with them. Just
I forgive you. Now drink the blood of Christ.
yeah, oh yes, right? That's what there was. It was Jesus. It was a Messiah complex. I was like, shut up, Russell. I hate everything that you ever stood for, you piece of Welsh shit.
He's not Jesus Christ. He's not there to pay for our sins.
Exactly.
We
But-
don't believe
But
in
he is.
him
He's
hard
the
enough
last.
and-
He's the last of his kind. He's the only one. He is the Superman Jesus complex.
Yeah, and I hate it so much. I just hate it so much. So the master's like, no, don't do it. No, I'm not happy about this. And then Francine Jones is like, I'ma kill you. You totally for
Oh, by the way, that was cut randomly from the Netflix cut. That's
Yeah.
really odd.
It wasn't just the Netflix cut; it was the just kind of internet distributors cut to
That's
kind of
so
condense the
weird.
timing down.
It's
Yeah.
such an odd thing to cut.
I don't understand that, but I've got the Blue Remasters hashtag. I bought them, so she's like, I'm gonna kill him, and the doctor's like, don't be like him. I'm like, shut up, doctor. Just let her do it. I would let her do it.
Yeah, just let her kill him. Yeah.
Yeah. I would
And then he
just,
can regenerate.
Yeah,
and
then he
then
can
he doesn't have
regenerate.
to be this terrible master anymore.
yeah, exactly. He regenerates and he's like, oh, I'm Scottish and I've got a vagina, and there we go, done. And then we
And
get
then,
done.
and then the doctor's like, oh, we're going to have some babies.
Yeah. There we go. Boom. More Time Lords. It's great. Anyway,
Easy.
oh, they could call them John and Gillian. Yes. But anyway, there's a '60s reference there, guys. So read the comics. Anyway, so Francine's like, oh, okay, I'm sad now. And then Lucy shoots him, and he's like, oh, and then he goes and looks Doctor in the eyes, and he goes, I'm sexist. And the Doctor's like, that really doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And why don't you just regenerate? And the Master's like, nah, I refuse. And then I just thought to myself, hey, Doctor, why don't you just force him to regenerate using contact? But that didn't happen.
Why don't you just blast him with your own Artron energy?
Yeah, just Archer energy him, and then done.
Yeah.
Yeah, Russell doesn't know about contact, I don't think.
No,
Yeah, I
no,
don't think it
because
does.
contact happened in Fairhair. But did he write that?
But did it really? Did it really happen?
Yeah,
in
yeah,
Fairhair?
yeah. It
I
really
think
did.
Fairhair didn't even happen.
Well, he uses contact in the next season to block Donna's mind.
But he
right.
doesn't say contact at any point.
No, but it is contact.
I think somebody reminded him after this episode that contact
That
exists.
contact exists. So, like, by the way, it's contact, and it's like, oh, okay, cool. So anyway,
I think someone had to remind him of everything the Doctor can do, actually. But yeah.
yeah, like not become stained glass Jesus, a stained glass effigy
Yeah,
of
and also-
Christ our Lord the Savior.
Also, that whole, like, I guess you don't know me sort of thing, where he's like, I'm not going to regenerate, I win sort of deal. I'm like, no, that's definitely not the Master then, because there's been countless times where the Master would absolutely not die.
Yeah.
Like, he would refuse to die.
There's even a conflict in this episode where the Doctor's like, you wouldn't choose death ever.
Yeah.
In the same
Yeah.
episode where he chooses death. It's good
Like,
writing,
not
Russell.
even 5-10 minutes before this scene.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, that's the
He
last of the Time Lord.
He became Lord Voldemort
Yeah.
instead of dying when the Daleks killed him. So, come on.
Oh my
Come on.
god, he did become Lord Voldemort.
And then he became Aviator's Master. But
Oh,
we'll get to that.
I always dress for the occasion. I love that line. I don't give a shit what anybody says. I absolutely love that line. But anyway, Martha, the Doctor tells Jack to shoot the paradox machine. The very thing he said don't do, they
Well,
do
to be
it.
fair, he said don't touch it. So, and
He said don't touch it until I know what it's doing. So I don't know what else it could have done that needed more precision, but
Perhaps
apparently because of the nature of it, he was totally allowed to shoot it.
That makes no sense
doesn't
because
make-
literally the episode before, he's like, it will destroy galaxies if you're not careful
Yeah.
with this thing.
perhaps
I'm like,
because
the
Jack's
Milky Way's a
human. No,
galaxy?
Jack isn't human. Never mind.
Yeah. But you know what? Here's the thing. When the 8th Doctor blew up the interior console of the TARDIS to save Charlie Pollard, the TARDIS personified itself as the Brigadier and tortured him for 2 years. So so I wonder what it did to Jack. Anyway, so the TARDIS is like,
Hey, you're gonna be the face of Bo.
yeah. Oh, done.
Because they mentioned that name earlier, not respond to it at all. Like, I believe in the previous episode.
Yes,
they
in
mentioned the face of Bo.
Utopia, they say the face of Bo in front of Jack, and Jack doesn't respond. Oh my god.
He doesn't do anything at all, not even a wink.
Oh my god, that actually happened. You have just broken Russell's continuity even further than it was already broken. Holy
It wasn't even
shit.
really together.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, Martha openly says, remember what the face of Bo said, right in front of Jack.
And Jack would have been like, "That's me,"
Oh, I'm the
and
face
they would
of
have been
Bo.
like, "Huh?"
Yeah, they'd have been like,
Yeah,
dude. So, oh my god, that's
And you know
amazing,
what?
Brian.
You know how the TARDIS didn't want Jack inside because he is so weird. And giving him that point, you are now the face of Bo, literally points out his death, so he has got a finite thing. And then
Oh yeah, and he loses legs.
Yeah, but he's still a fixed point in time, and that's the point that she doesn't like.
Yeah.
Because he also has to die at that point. Like, there's no other alternative for him, so he is a fixed point, which is why she hates him. So it's still not good for her, like, at all. But then
I
also,
thought
she's a paradox machine now, and as soon as he steps inside and starts blasting, it shouldn't have even been that. The moment he stepped inside, she should have been like, nope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then this
So-
whole story wouldn't have happened. Good
Exactly.
Yay!
Instant fix. Like, oh no, the paradox machine didn't go off. I wonder why that is. Oh, because Jack stepped inside. Easy.
Yeah, done. Fixed. Yeah.
Oh,
So
then we-
fixed.
So anyway, yeah.
okay.
So the paradox collapses.
Also, he turned the TARDIS into a paradox machine, but couldn't turn off the locked coordinates. What?
Oh yeah. What the hell?
Yeah.
That's really dumb. So anyway,
That is really dumb.
Jack shoots the thing. The Toclophane disappear, and it goes back to the beginning because Russell doesn't like consequences. And then
Well-
Which is funny considering how many consequences he's given himself.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then the
Imagine if he
Toclophane.
had just decimated the population, not murdered like the majority of it. He could have possibly have saved that, but no. Just rewind time.
Yeah, so he rewinds time and he's like, "Don't worry, guys, we're at the eye of the storm." And then, and this is just before Lucy shoots him, and the Doctor's like, "Hey, stuff," and then they burn the Master's corpse, and they're like, I love the Children of Gallifrey theme. That is such an amazing piece of music. Thank you, Murray.
The
But anyway,
music throughout this is fantastic. That's-
Yeah.
Other than Voodoo Child.
Yeah, but that's not Murray. Murray didn't do Voodoo Child. That's the
exactly.
script.
Everything not Murray.
Yeah.
was
Actually, you
bad.
know what's good about the Netflix cut?
What?
The fact that it cuts the scene to Scissor Sisters, I Can't Decide.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh,
it
wow.
does cut that out.
so that's
Yeah,
good.
that is good actually. I completely forgot about that was a thing. That's
Oh,
great.
wow.
I watched the Netflix one, by the way.
Yeah.
I watched the next one.
Oh, I've got a remaster that's better than the Netflix one. Anyway, I see how nobody watched the remaster. Screw all of you guys. I'm going home. Oh wait, I'm already here. Damn it! Twice in one day. Anyway, then after that happens, this lady picks it up, and when I first watched this episode, I was like, "Oh my god, the Rani's going to be coming back!" And I started a Bebo page called "The Return of the Rani," and I had edited pictures of Kate O'Mara on it and stuff. I was such a dork.
Wow.
Yeah, because I was just like the Rani.
You had a lot of faith back then.
Yeah, I was like, the Rani's coming. I can't wait. That's who picked up the ring. It was the Rani. And the ring's her chameleon arc. Oh, it's going to be great. I was wrong. I was so not correct.
You were so very wrong.
I really, really jumped the gun on that one.
I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to this upcoming episode. I haven't watched it yet.
Well. Wow. But, so, yeah. And then Martha's like, "Hey, I'm gonna go now. And then she walks out of the TARDIS, and then she walks back in, and I'm like, hey, do you know how this scene would have been way better if she said her piece and then left? But he's not good at writing, guys. He's just successfully not good at it.
She didn't leave.
No, she leaves, and then she comes back in, and then leaves again. And I was like, no, it would have been so much more powerful if she had said what she needed to say and then got out of there. But that's not what happened.
Yeah, she needed to come back and do more maples.
She did. Yeah. So she should have just said, Doctor, I enjoyed traveling with you, but stuff's gone down with my family. My parents are back together, and I really, really like that, by the way, as an audience. If you remember how they got back together, it was like through the adversity of it all. It's awesome. But anyway, and then she could just be like, I like you, but it's clearly not reciprocated. I know
her story about her friend.
Yeah.
Like, that's all well and good. But yeah, just do that at the first time.
Yeah, and then leave. And then she was just like... Leave. Yeah, I like that she gives the Doctor a phone, though, and I like that it has a decent payoff. Like, next season's actually good, guys.
It is.
Except for that episode where Mother's actually in it.
Oh, yeah! Oh, shut up! I had forgotten the Sontaran stratagem was in it. Oh, I hate that the Sontarans wear that dumb purple suit now. Instead of they're cool as black and silver. Oh! And why are they randomly dwarves now? What? Why? I don't understand it. I don't understand. Why did you have to remind me that happened here at Skelly?
Because you were talking about how it has a payoff, and I'm like, no, because that's the payoff.
Oh. I remember the payoff being when he gets the phone call from the Rift.
Yeah, the stolen Earth story.
Hold up. Don't spoil
it.
Okay, fine. We won't spoil it. Next. Yeah.
Right. No, that is the payoff of the phone. Yeah, is
I have literally taken it out of my memory, or it's not that memorable.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's not. So anyway, we're gonna watch Sarah Jane next week, by the way. So just so everybody's aware of that. We've got Sarah Jane Smith coming in next week. But anyway, so after the Rani picks it up because that's who it should have been.
No, it should have been a Sisterhood of Khan.
Oh my god! Holy shit! Yes! Oh my god, yes! Oh! That's way better! Holy shit! Oh, I'm actually sinking into my couch right now and how cool that is. Oh my god, is my voice getting further away? It should be. Holy shit.
Yes.
So, that's so cool.
Your voice dropped like a whole octave for a moment there.
So the Sisterhood of Khan picks it up, and that would have been way better. That would have been so much better.
But it also explains the magic thing that happens with the ring.
Yeah, so, because they turn Time Lord science into magic. So
exactly.
Oh, it's so cool.
Magic.
Yeah. So anyway,
it's kind of magic.
Yeah, Martha leaves, and then Time Crash happens. But we have to watch Time Crash. Oh, should we watch Time Crash next week? Or...
Yes. We should watch.
Okay.
I don't know. Is it technically part of the next season?
It is. It is part of the next season.
Then we have to wait.
We'll have to wait, damn it. Okay, but I'm actually looking forward to the invasion of Bane, except for the fact that it has that scene where that alien that has sex in Torchwood's in there at the beginning for some reason. So weird. But anyway, that's the end of the story. Let's talk about this two-parter. I want to get the Late Crow's thoughts first. We're going to come back for Brian's and then you, Harriet Scully. So, the Late Crow, your thoughts on this two-shatter? Sorry, it's a three-parter, isn't it? Oh my god, it's a three-parter. I hate everyone.
Yeah, it's a triple poopy pile of poop. Yeah. Words failed me then.
I am the poopy, and you will obey me.
Okay, so I think my biggest you know how you had your moment where to leave the room? My leave the room moment was in Sound of Drums when there's that Wile E. Coyote Dynamite on the back of the TV.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
That was,
I wish I had Brian's brain. He could just forget dumb stuff. It's great.
That was just so dumb. It was, and you saw in the chat my reaction. It was, and I was just on a whimsical, oh, that's dumb, Then that happened, I'm like, nah, I can't, that's too much dumb. And then I had to come back because my assignment's on my computer and I was working on it, so I couldn't stay away.
Work?
Well,
really?
And yeah. The overall story, let's go for some positives, because we haven't had a lot, and I think we need to have a little bit of sunshine, if possible.
Yeah.
There were a couple of master moments I liked. Not whole scenes, because scenes couldn't hold together very well. But moments I liked. The moment when the Masters, it's after French kiss, because that was dumb, because the, like I say, Time Lords wouldn't give a crap about kissing humans. It's beneath them. But when he's talking about how the Earth might need, he starts reeling off different occupations, and then he just kind of says Doctor. It's just like, I can believe the Master would do that. He knows the Doctor would have come back, and he's totally taunting him. That's cool. I can get on board with that. Then the other moment I liked is only half of the phone conversation that happens between the Master and the Doctor. Just the first half before it gets all sounded drumsy and
with Gallifrey.
Yeah, that conversation I liked.
I like it when the Master's like, "Did you feel amazing when you destroyed everybody?"
Must have felt like God.
And then he's like, Guardian, I would have felt like
and later he's like, yes, I kind of actually did feel like God. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
When I got to press that button, oh boy, did it feel good.
I'm the winner.
I'm the winner.
Oh
my
God.
I'm gonna cure this mess.
That reminds me of their House and Eleven's run, when House is like, fear me, I've killed hundreds of Time Lords, and then Eleven's just like, fear me, I killed all of them, and House is like, oh shit, like, oh yes, Neil Gaiman, you should have been the head writer.
Should have been. But unfortunately, he got shat on.
Oh, he got shit on hard. It's so sad.
I know. It's almost as much as Douglas Adams got shat on in Russell's run. But no, those are the only two bits I could point out that I liked. The rest was a mishmash of garbage, ranging from tolerable bad to really just kind of throw in the garbage. How did this get past first draft material?
Yes.
Like my writing's not up there yet, but I can still look at that and go. And that's my thoughts.
Fantastic. That's perfect. Wow. So, Brian's your thoughts on this 2-sharter?
Yeah. So, and also 3-sharter.
Oh yeah, the 3-sharter.
Well, we've already done the first part of the third sharter, so we just need to talk about these 2 parts.
Okay, Mr. Correct. I'm really let down by myself because I can't believe I forgot how shit this was, so that I had to rewatch it again, hoping it was going to get good. I think the actors they hired were very good. Just the quality of the story was far worse than it ever was. Like, oh my god. The Voldemort baby King's Cross after death thing that the Doctor was. I would like him as a pet. I think it'd be quite fun to have around in a cage. And what do you feed those sort of retarded Time Lords? Like, what do you think you'd eat?
Probably like wet bread.
No, I'm pretty sure he'd just eat what you do. What you get is the even worse actual first draft from Russell's trash can. Mulch that up, and there you go.
Yeah.
Is it sad that this isn't his first draft? Does that make anybody else like cry on the inside?
That's.
I mean, this could be. You never know. It might have actually legitimately been this first draft.
And Judy Gardner was like, "I'll just throw money at it." Thank you, Julie.
Yeah. I went at a time. I went into a maple syrup coma. This is all I've got.
I have the best scripts. No one's got better scripts than me.
Believe it.
Exactly.
Just to have Phil Collinson.
I love the sudden guest appearance of Jesus Christ. But I have a feeling that might stop happening.
Is that you,
budget on that cameo.
That's where all the CGI went. Was him being levitated, and then doing some good light beams, literally a laser show.
They wasted so much money on this episode.
Yeah, they wasted so much. Like, actually wasted it too. That's the worst part.
Yeah, and, like the CG of the
couch potato doctor.
No, the cat. Yeah, so the money of the couch potato doctor, the airship, the statues, the all the Toclafane,
even though they had a really good practical effect.
Yeah, even though they had a practical effect, the thing in the sky, all the ships on the thing, the laser beams, what else? Yeah, just all of it. And even the practical effects that they did this time were also kind of terrible. Like, you shouldn't have aged Tennant that much?
Yeah, he's a
Why
Time
did you
Lord.
do that? No.
Yeah.
But I mean, like the effect that they put on him, like he didn't need to look like that. He looked like they just like covered him in orange peels. Like, what are you doing? Like
They had a better he's 90 in the Human Nature.
Family of Blood.
Yeah.
exactly.
This effect was worse than Mark Gatiss's a few episodes ago.
Exactly. Like it is actually worse than Mark Gatiss' effect. And it's like, really? Well, you could have at least got the same person to come in and do this. Like, it would have looked better.
Yeah, it actually would have looked better.
You could have got any old guy, and it would have looked better. Like,
Oh, could you imagine if they actually got David Tennant's dad to be old David Tennant?
Yeah, that would have been. But hey,
they would have actually.
here's the thing though. David Tennant's dad is actually a priest, so
Oh, right.
He would
so-
not have been okay with being turned into
I don't
Jesus.
know.
yeah. I don't think he would have been completely okay with that. So yeah, it's funny because like Tennant's not devout, but like his parents are super religious, so that could have been a little awkward. But I would have
you
loved to
could
have seen
spin
it.
this way though. We're gonna turn a science-based show into religion.
Oh no!
Science-based survival.
It hasn't been science-based since survival. Holy shit, the Land Crow. That's that's them fighting words. That was them
some
fighting
fighting
words. Holy shit, I love everything you just said.
Oh,
Here,
yeah.
look, I want to lay something on you though, real quick. There are a couple of people who have played the Doctor who actually look old. Maybe you could have just used one of them.
Oh, that would have been cool. I'm gonna blow everybody's mind though. You know the old man makeup that David Tennant's wearing?
Yeah.
That's the exact same prosthetic Mark was wearing.
It's
Hashtag
the same
confidential.
prosthetic?
What?
Yeah, it's
The same?
it's the
Oh,
exact same. Hashtag
What did they
confidential.
do? They leave it out for a couple of days. Like, what the it was terrible.
Yeah, I know. Oh
We've only
shit!
seen this for a couple
When
of
you guys
months
were
before
talking
turns
about it
into-
before, I was like, I can't wait to drop this bombshell.
It's so weird. It looked like it was orange peels.
Yeah.
Like, he just.
It also
It
looks
was
like it didn't
completely
fit
the wrong-
David because it didn't.
Yeah, he was completely the wrong color. He had these horrible mutton chops on. David Tennant did not age like that, like at all. Like, if anything, he got like thinner.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
gotten old.
He's got an even thinner.
It's so weird.
Yeah,
and
it's
wrong. But
really
for real,
horrible.
For real though, they should have just, considering they were about to do Time Crash with Peter Davison, they should have just got an older Doctor to be in there just casually as a very short, like, you know, just a cameo
Yeah.
as being the old Doctor. You know, like, I'm gonna make you old, huh? You look oddly familiar.
Yeah.
All right, Pygmy now. Like.
Yeah. And then you're.
That would have been, yeah. That would have been way more interesting, and it would have set fans on edge. Like,
It would have been lit.
True.
So yeah. Anything else, Brian's, before we move on to Harriet Skelly?
Continue on with.
Harriet Skelly, your thoughts on this two-shadow?
yeah. So it's awful. Don't watch it. It's not even like awful in the way that like you could like get through it or cut bits out of it and then accept it, because there's so much of it that's just covered in crap. Like it's like as soon as they get to Earth, Martha turns into not a character anymore as well. Like, she'd been written so well up until this point. Well, I say mostly well up until this point.
Moderate.
And then all of a sudden she's just random people, like for random sake. Like she's all on board for the beginning of it. Then she's like she turns into a willing voter, and then all of a sudden she's angry for no reason, and then she goes back to being okay again. It's like, this is not how a human being reacts. And even Jack's like not even really there at this point. Like he's just there for some random lines. It's not as it's not good in any shape or form. The whole, he turned the TARDIS into a paradox machine, but couldn't turn off the locked coordinates. Doesn't make any sense.
That's so dumb.
How did the Doctor end up fixing the coordinates after the fact as well? Like, what? How? What? That doesn't make any sense either. Especially when you think about it, considering that the Master had been smarter than the Doctor technologically. That's a known fact, you know. Like the Master actually passed Time Lord Universe. The Doctor did not. Frequently,
he's
for the third Doctor,
the third one. Yeah,
as the third Doctor, the Master constantly was able to like out technologic him, and would have been able to fix the TARDIS in any state that it was in. So why did the Doctor even think that he could seal the Master like that? Like, there was no reason for him to think that. And honestly, I think it would have been a way better thing to make the next season just be the Doctor trying to track down the Master who's got his TARDIS using a vortex manipulator instead.
That would have been pretty cool.
Like, so, but even then, this episode could have been fixed in so many different ways. Mainly just not having Sim be the Master for the first part, if it was Derek Jacobi.
Oh,
and then, yeah, and then the middle of Sound of Drums, the Master, someone shoots him or something, like, you know, Martha's got a gun or Jack's got a gun. You know, Jack should be carrying a gun anyway, so I don't know why he hasn't shot him already.
Probably because it got taken off him.
Probably, but it's still weird. He gets regenerated into Sim. Still not crazy, by the way. Just completely removed that, even though Big Finish fixed it. And then he turns the Doctor old. Fine, okay, whatever. I guess if you're trying to pull that Lazarus stuff. But he should just turn him into another Doctor, an older Doctor. And then they would have also given Epic Rap Battles a good reason for that to happen. You know?
The degeneration.
Exactly. And then when he gets... instead of him getting pygmies, he could just get turned back into another different Doctor or anything else, because that effect is terrible. And then the end of it, instead of it being this Jesus metaphor, it should have been, you know, anything else, really. Like, anything else would have been better than the Jesus metaphor. It doesn't make any sense. The Master literally says, what? Is it the power of prayer that you're going to use against me? And the Master's basically like, yeah, actually. And that's so dumb. He knew it in his own writing that it was dumb, but he still went with it. What?
Even last episode he did that.
Couldn't get out of it.
Yeah, yes, exactly. Russell doesn't know how to get out of corners. Why does he constantly write himself into them? Always.
Yeah, consistently.
Oh, how do I get out of this? Oh, Jesus, Doctor. Mean. T-Hay Modi order, bro.
Wow.
Yeah.
Anyway, further along, the whole idea of time travel and Doctor Who is that it's not more. Often it's not a plot device. Often it's it's just a method for getting there. It's the magic door. It's the starting telling of the story from a science theater sort of way. You know, that's what it is. It's a mode of transportation more than it's an actual plot device. But having it be a plot device is fine so long as you use it appropriately, like things where the Doctor goes back in time and time gets wibbly wobbly timey wimey, you know, like blink. Then it's fine for time travel to be a device like that. But in this, the TARDIS being a paradox machine makes zero sense at all. Like, none. Because even if that is a possible thing for the TARDIS to be, which doesn't make any sense, it would never have the power to do that as a single TARDIS. Maybe hundreds of TARDISes could pull that off, but one, that doesn't make any sense, especially considering it literally needs to be powered now, because there's no Time Lords around to infinitely power it with the Eye of Harmony. So why can it hold open a paradox?
We will never know.
We will never know.
And even then, a paradox doesn't operate in any sense like that. That doesn't make any sense. As well as the fact is, Toclafane were already coming back and killing people. They didn't need a paradox machine for that to happen. They were just doing it. Like, they came back and killed that woman for no reason. What?
While we're here.
Yeah.
So at the very end, right, destroyed the paradox machine, and they're right back to where just after the president was assassinated, right?
Yeah.
If the Toclafane weren't able to come back, surely they would have travelled back before that happened, because the Toclafane killed the president.
Yeah.
Exactly. They wouldn't have been able to
Oh
come
my
back and
God.
kill the president.
Oh my god, that's amazing. This episode is
Yeah.
so broken.
Yeah, but even later, even more into that, the whole Toclophane being human beings. Why are they faces? Why are they faces in the spheres? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
If they've been uploaded,
do you think they might be
yeah.
Dalek analogies? Do you think?
But even then, they would be. It's more like a Cybermen analogy. They're talking about like how they turned on themselves and became metal things, which as Moffat managed to clear up, they happen wherever there's people. That makes a lot of sense that they, at the end of the universe, would become Cybermen. But effectively, we got uploaded instead because it's just a face. It's not like an actual brain in the sphere, right?
Yeah, and they have shared hive memories.
Exactly. So why is there a face? Why is there a face?
Because it needed to be recognized to be human for the sake of the dramatic.
Oh,
Hilarious. Okay.
The skies are made of diamonds is enough. Like, you didn't need the face.
If Martha
oh, hang on a second. Brian's is saying something. What was that, Brian?
Yeah.
It would have been hilarious if Martha had opened up the shell and then just looked at him and be like, "What the fuck are you? Like, what is this?" And then it's like the stars are diamond, and she's like, "Oh crap! I made you!" Like, "Oh shit."
Yeah.
Way better than looking at some sort of retarded face that kind of reminds me of the face of Bo. Just squished. Yeah.
Squished
Actually,
Bo.
it does. Yeah, it just looks like squished Bo.
The thing is that, like, it's just, it would have been simpler just for it to be a sphere. They disable it, it comes back on, they've got it captured, and then she's like, "How does it know you?" And it says the skies are made of diamonds, and she's like, "Oh no!" Like, that's enough.
Yeah.
That is enough, especially considering they're doing all these damn stupid anime flashback things.
Yeah.
That aren't necessary, but they still do them. So it would have been completely pointless. It was completely pointless to have the face when you're even showing what's happened before to warrant this. The face adds nothing other than the face. Like, that's it.
Would you
Why?
remember that quote that kid said after a year of traveling?
Absolutely.
Like you would
After 3 weeks. 2 weeks. I'm pretty sure I would have remembered that.
No,
I remember other elements of.
It was a whole year.
Wasn't a whole year,
for us, the audience, it wasn't. No, but for us, the audience, it's not. We don't need a flashback.
For us, it's not. But if Martha would remember, because that's the point of her character, is that she cared. In the episode, she's supposed to care about that kid. Obviously, and that's why we get the close up on it. So relevant to the story wise, that's fine. But as an audience, we should remember it as well. But for her, I mean, over a year, obviously Jack forgot that he shouldn't shoot the TARDIS, but Martha's supposed to care about that kid, and she's gone on a whole lot of crazy adventures. I'm imagining she's remembering as much as she can about it.
Considering that was the whole point of her adventure, was to remember stuff and tell people to remember.
Yeah, exactly. So she would have been remembering those adventures. But even then, like, this like, for her, as much as it had like only not really just happened, she probably still remembers that horrific thing that she saw at the end of the universe, like everybody else would remember seeing that. So yeah. But then, of course, then we've got the missus for the master, Missy, even, I guess, as we can call her. The whole giving him a human companion thing is like, no.
I hate that he says it in the episode that's what he was going for.
Like Time Lord and the human companion. I'm like, that's only a doctor thing.
Yeah.
And even then, he doesn't really do it. He's not actually. It's only recently that he's been doing it, like that often. Normally, it's like him. If you think normally, then it's aliens, robots. Sometimes it's even another Time Lord. So no. Like, it would have been funnier for the Master to have shown up, killed all of everyone in the unit and the UN, and then been like, "Hey, Doctor, look what I did."
Yeah,
like,
I killed your friends.
Like, and then the Doctor would have been like, "Actually, they're not my friends. It's been years since I was here. I don't know any of them." But anyway, it's just there's so many things that they could have done with the Master that they didn't do, and they made him a completely different character. He is a mix between Wile E. Coyote and the Joker in this, and giving him a human woman to to brutalize doesn't make any sense either. Because even if he is an evil person, like you're trying to state, the Master was never like that.
Yeah.
Like he was never needed to do that, because his evilness was not in the violent sort of way. It never was. Like he has always just been suave, cunning, and wanting to take over the universe.
He's an evil gentleman.
Hitting a woman would not help him achieve that, so he would never do it. Like, you know?
Yeah. Also, I can't imagine domestic violence being a thing on Gallifrey. I could for the Shibogan community, but not the Time Lords. Sorry, Shibogans. I'm not racist. Just you guys aren't the most advanced culture. Let's just say that.
Yeah. Hey, the Doctor doesn't care about them either.
Yeah, I know he really doesn't.
But anyway, the idea that the Master's like this just doesn't work at all for his character or for anything Time Lord wise. And the fact that he even cares about taking over the Earth as well is just another thing against the Doctor. But it's still like, why? Like, you've got a TARDIS now. Go anywhere. You're clearly capable of doing whatever you want with it, like as you did. Why? You know that Gallifrey's gone now. Why wouldn't you do anything else? You're allowed to mess with time now. Just do it. Like, you don't have to come to Earth. You wouldn't even care about it if it wasn't for the Doctor. Like, and at this point in your life, why do you care about the Doctor? Like,
yeah,
you know, it doesn't make any sense. It's even like there's this weird thing where he's like, it's about revenge, and I'm like, what do you possibly have to revenge on the Doctor for? Like, he's thwarted you a couple of times, but surely you're over that by now. Like,
yeah. And I can't
if
imagine
anything,
him being too stuck in the mud about that. He's got a brand new regeneration cycle. Whoever cares?
And if anything, the Doctor's the reason why you now get back to being a Time Lord. Surely you would be thanking him for that.
Yeah. Yeah, I no longer have to robot around a dead corpse anymore. Like,
yeah, I no longer have to be a human as well. Like, yes, thanks. Like,
yeah, I don't have to be corpse. How's Nissa doing?
I can't believe he never once brought that up. I would have for the lols. I'm like, hey, at that time I literally zombified your best friend's dad. Good times.
Exactly. He has all these pop culture references, but not references to the old series as well. It's
there was one.
There
was a one Master reference when he was watching Teletubbies. That's a reference to the Sea Devils when he was watching. What the hell were they called? The one. It was about an alien race that lived on the moon. I can't remember what it was called now. I used to watch it.
He did. Yeah, I remember that one. But when he's talking to the Doctor, the only reference
it's pop culture.
It's all pop culture. It's like, why didn't you actually jostle him about previous companions? You did later when you're talking about Rose, but
she didn't know.
He could have possibly know.
Well, he could if he's in the government, because he can find out about units knowledge.
How did he find out about her absorbing the time vortex that happened in the year 200,000?
Yeah,
go.
He was in the TARDIS.
You got 10 seconds.
He checked the TARDIS's logs. TARDIS's logs.
Oh, I want to drop off a log. That's how much I hate that story. Holy shit.
But anyway, he should know about. He should have absolutely have quipped about the other companions. You know,
Nissa.
Like, Nissa, especially Nissa. He should have said something.
I would have dropped the Adric bomb so hard. I would have.
Yeah, Adric as well.
I would have dropped it harder than Adric was dropped on Earth.
That's still too soon.
Literally almost 40 years ago, too soon.
It's been thousands of years ago.
Yeah.
65 million years ago.
65 million.
Oh shit.
Anyway, there's not only is it bad, it is an extreme waste of potential with the Master and anything else. All of this money that they wasted on CG as well. Like that's money gone. Why? So don't watch this episode. Give it a 1 on Rotten Tomatoes. I don't even know how that works. So anyway, just get rid of it. Burn it all.
Burn it all. Kill it if you have to.
I'm done.
Okay. All right. So these are my thoughts. I absolutely liked the music that Murray did.
Yep.
I thought it was incredible. And that's it, guys. We're going to jump into part B. No. I'm going to try. So I like the music. I love when Martha goes, I thought you were going to say he was your brother or something. And Jack and the doctor look at her like she's like was dropped on her head as an infant. Like, what? He's not my brother. He's my cousin, but he's not my brother.
I do
my
love
brother's
that.
way
That,
more
like,
boss.
Yeah, Rex detail's awesome.
It's almost like when Moffat's like, "No, I'm not a human."
Yeah. I love that so much. What if you're half human? The doctor just laughs openly at her, like, "I'm not half human. Are you retarded?" And she's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry."
Sorry, Doctor Who movie, I love you.
Yeah. I always dress for the occasion. I'll never get that line. Will never be old to me. I love that. I've always been on the fence about the 8-year-old initiation ritual. I thought it should have happened in the Panopticon myself, as opposed to out in the Wildlands, because the Time Lords, especially in Classic Who and even in Big Finish, are pretty anti the Outsiders and the Shibogans. So,
But I mean, where else are you going to keep it untempered schism?
yeah, probably on the surface, not in the actual city where everybody's like sleeping and living. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought it could have been kept in the Panopticon or wherever they keep their death effigy, or maybe even in Lungber. Oh, drown me in my own tears.
Yeah, how do they get to being 8 if their woven is fully grown adults?
I absolutely love that Alan Barnes comes back and he's like, I'm gonna fix that because that was dumb, and he retcons the novel so hard and then kills Susan's son because why not?
Yeah.
Thanks for hurting me like that. And I didn't like the Jelly Baby reference. I thought that was dumb because that's a doctor thing.
Yeah.
That's a doctor thing. It was really dumb, and he didn't say they're really quite good. I was just like, what?
There's so many references he could have made, and he made terrible ones.
Yeah. I thought I was annoyed that he talked about the fact that he fought the Axon and it was just left as just a throwaway line. I was like, no, let's talk about the Axon because they were paradoxical as well. So
Yes.
let's go on about that. Nah, Russell's all about the reference. He's not payoff. He wouldn't have the decency to give that man a reach around.
No. He would not.
Classic film reference there, guys. So yeah, I really, really dislike the story, and I don't think there's a way to just fix it, except if they had dropped that was either the Rani or the Sisterhood of Khan, but that's not how it was.
But even then, it wouldn't have really fixed this.
I just want the Rani. I want a female.
Yeah.
I just want a villainess, and we're not allowed to have them. They have to be an incarnation of the Master for no reason. What?
Yeah, that makes no sense.
That's so dumb.
Yeah, the only real fix for this is almost a complete rewrite.
Yeah,
honestly.
actually a complete rewrite, and just don't turn the Master into the Joker. He's not the Joker. Did the Master
Get rid
even
of
do a
this
laugh?
drumbeat crap. It
The-
did
yeah.
do a lot of laughs, but nothing real
The
Yeah, of course
Master.
it does the laugh,
Laughs.
because it echoes throughout all of End of Time.
Oh,
That one
shut
line.
up! Oh my God.
Time.
The man is echoing throughout all of time, and you can't sense it even though you're the most time-sensitive being in the universe. You have to come see the Ood to sense it. What?
Yeah.
Shut up! It's so dumb. Anyway, guys, that's the end of part A. It sucked. Don't watch it. I'll catch you in part B because we do Big Finish and it's good. Alright. Are you joining us for Big Finish, Brian? Or are we saying Kaki Te Ano?
We're saying goodbye. You guys
Alrighty.
have a good one, and I'll catch you next week.
Catch you next week, Brian. We're doing Sarah Jane Smith. Remember, guys, please remember it's made for children, okay? Don't come at it with ideals of grandeur because it's not going to happen. It's made for kids.
Look,
Alright.
as long as it
We'll catch
doesn't put a class on me.
Oh,
it's gonna be okay.
it won't pull a class. Big Finish have got the rights to class, and I think they're gonna do a good job because they're bringing in Ace. I don't know when they'll base it for her because she dies in the Time War now. So I don't know.
For the Time War, then.
Yeah.
Why
Why does he do that? Why does he go, oh, hey, I'm going to pick up this 18-year-old girl and then get her involved in the worst possible war that I'm
Because
responsible
he's
for?
7?
Oh, yeah, I keep forgetting that. I keep forgetting that he's actually the bad guy. Anyway,
Everybody wants to see the Time War. Let's
He's
go
the
check
family.
that out.
yeah.
Ah, 7.
Can you hear it, Ace? Anyway, we'll catch you guys in the next part. Yes! Oh my god, I can't wait to do the Fearmonger. We'll catch you guys in part B.